boys and girls, the Ramones.
Now I want to spit some blues.
One, two, three, four.
Punk rock arguably started in New York City. Well, just all these early New York bands that from the Lower East Side scene that started playing, and they would be playing in like Max's Kansas City and places like that.
Ramones really seemed to ignite people's imagination. Not that everyone had to sound like the Ramones, but rather that you could do what you wanted to do. Because Ramones were so singular. There was no other band like them at the time. So if you wanted punk in your town, you form a band and you make your own scene. So everyone, regionally, all these different cities, people were making their own scenes.
Up to this point, you'd only seen live music at the Capitol Center. You're seeing bands that look about this big from, wherever you can get seats. But there's a whole bunch of cool bands. You could go see them and you're right there, 5 feet away from them. The more you discovered, and you'd meet other local punks, and they're like, oh, I've heard of this band too.
We all seemed to feed off of each other at the same time. So it began to happen, and once you saw your buddy doing it, everything seemed possible, and we were all sharing equipment. There was no music scene to really compete for. We were just trying to create our own.
The idea of hardcore punk was, it's real.
I think it was really the Bad Brains that they threw down the challenge about playing really, really fast and overwhelming energy. Ian was working at Yesterday and Today, I think at the time. They asked Skip, will you put out our record? And just show them.
We didn't want people to think we were trying to make money. Yeah. So we said, any money comes back from this label, this record, we'll put out another local band record. Because already there's new bands. And that's really the template for Discord.
You would get the record, you would get pictures, you'd get the lyrics, sometimes you'd get a note from the people who worked at Discord. It was like a birthday present showing up.
It's not mercenary, you're not doing it to grow your brand. You're doing it because you love this community.
Certain rock music that is now being sold deals very explicitly with sexual subjects. Some music glorifies violence in various forms.
Punk was reviled universally.
Punk isn't just a new look, but a pathway to drugs.
We were totally abused. People would yell at us and occasionally try to beat us up.
You really did put a target on your back for people who either didn't understand it or just had a natural inclination to hate it. So he would duck into Haagen-Dazs where Nathan worked, or the Georgetown Theater where Ian worked, and these were like places, little oases of safety.
The media repeatedly would depict punks as lunatics. But the real problem was that lunatics thought that they were punks, and they started coming into the scene.
These people aren't really there for the music, they're there because they want to go, swing their fists in the mosh pit.
So some people are like, well, I'm out. But others of us were like, okay, well, we're just going to start our own scene. We'll start again.
We're either here for rock against Reagan, rock against racism. Raise up your hand, man.
There'd been so much work done in our, the actual community. Then we started thinking, well, what about the world?
They began having meetings. They began organizing shows, and at the shows there would be a focus. The major labels, after Nirvana got really big, they suddenly panicked, and they were just snapping up every band they could think of.
Because most of the bands who became hugely popular actually had listened to Fugazi. Fugazi sort of got caught up in that. But we never got a manager, we never had an agent, don't have a lawyer. We just did our work. Since we made this country out of nothing, and really we're a bunch of people who were leaving, getting away from other things, the people who came here were making something out of nothing, really.
The ideals that America was hoping for match. It's people working with each other, for each other. It's not about being proud of being an American. It's about believing in being an American.